Okay, good evening. Welcome back to In the Khud. This is 17th April 2023, 7:12 p.m. and I'm in a rush. I'm super late. Now, for today's documentation, I have primarily one thing to document. That is a few things that I did inside Autohotkey. So inside my Notion, I'm going to show you what I've done. So over here you see a sample DDO4 2023 where I basically document my day every single day, and then in this documentation session I go about explaining whatever it was. So what I've done is, if I come in here and with the Notion script running, I just press F3. So what it does is it takes the data of log from underneath, adds 1 to it, updates that, and then in the end puts today's date. So again it is 1704, not 1804, because tomorrow morning when I come in here and I say F4, oops, if I say F3, it'll take the log underneath, increase it by 1, and here is going to put 1804, and this will keep going on and on because we've coded it that way. So now I'm just going to delete these. And another improvement that I did is, at different points in the day I tend to write the time of the day and then what I'm doing there. So here I made a script where I just press F4 and I get 1913, so whatever the current time is, and I get an enter and a tab. So why this little automation? I just clearly remember in the morning when I was trying to get started with my day, I usually start with writing down things over here in this Notion page, and I could really feel that little resistance of having to come here, duplicate this, then select this, and then say 152, and then come in here and make this 17. I just wanted everything to happen with one click of a button, and that's where optimization, or that is where coding I think really works for me well. So I'm going to show you how I've made this little thing here through Autohotkey. So I'm going to come in here, and inside you can very well use any other editing software. I'm using Notepad++ because it gives you a very good interface with Autohotkey. So firstly I want to go through F3. Okay, block input on and block input, this should be off. We do this just to make sure that while the script is running, even if I press anything on the keyboard, nothing is gonna go and affect the code as such. Let me make myself a little smaller. So why am I so dispersed towards here? Will this be animating in real time? Could be, I'm not sure. Anyway, so here we are, and block input. Okay, SPC is just a variable I've defined for adding sleep. If you see here, I've not even considered that. Anyway, send escape, send control D. So I come in here, I send escape, I send control D, it makes this duplicate. Now sleep, then send enter. So I want to go in here, enter, then sleep 200, then send down. Okay, once this is done, I'm going to come down, then I'm going to send home, then I'm going to go right 5 times, 1 2 3 4 5, then I'm going to do send right 5, and then I'm going to do vlog number is equal to copy clipboard content. This is a function that I've made. Okay, so what does copy clipboard content do? Let me just come in here to the function. A clipboard is equal to nothing. So this is a clipboard is a built-in Autohotkey thing, which is basically whatever is stored in the clipboard. Now this is we're doing this because we want to basically flush out whatever is in the clipboard right now. Sleep 20, send plus write 3. So once I'm here, I'm going to send plus write 3 basically means shift write 3. So I come in here and I say from here 1 2 3, send shift 3, then send input control down, C control up. Now for some reason it should just be as simple as send. Okay, control is for this C. It should be as simple as this, but that is not working for some very weird reason. So I took ChatGPT's suggestion and I instead used send input control down, C control up, which is the same as control C. Okay, clip wait 1, it's waiting for a second to have something inside the clipboard. If there's nothing, it will obviously return null. Okay, the Notion text is a variable into which I'm storing the data of clipboard, which in this case, if you try running the math, once we've run the function here, you come in here and say control C. So now if you see the clipboard, there is 151 in my clipboard. Okay, clipboard return Notion text. So this entire function is returning what? The value 151. Okay, so let me come back up here again. That value which the function is returning, I'm storing it into a variable called vlog number. Vlog number plus equal to 1 is the same as vlog number equals vlog number plus 1. Okay, we're just using shorthand operator for it. Sleep 200. Now we've basically, okay, we've taken that, then we're going up again, send up, then home, then 1 2 3 4 5, and then shift 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yes, and then here we're pasting the one which we added 1 2, so it will be 152. Then send right, then send end, then parse date, send right, send end, sorry, send right. Okay, I send right, so I come here, and then shift end gives us the date highlighted. Then after that we do parse date. Again we're doing the same situation here. To a variable called parse date, I'm storing the value that I get from this function called get current date. Now what is this function doing? It's just doing format time current date r ddmmyy return current date. Now here's one thing I want to point out, which I had to spend a lot of time trying to figure out, that the where is it, in the documentation for format time, this thing which is mentioned here, this string format time, this function does not seem to work. I don't know why, and it's just very weird. Like, I did exactly how they've mentioned here in the parameters and everything, it just doesn't seem to work. So what I did is I instead relied on this video by this gentleman, this video here by Tab Nation Automation, and in this he goes about making this kind of a structure which works for me. So I'm going to show you how that works. So basically in get current date, we say format time. Now current date is just a variable, so format time is the built-in function. Now current date is the variable which is storing whatever we're doing. R basically reverses, so if you don't put R, it will be time and then date, so R reverses it. And then ddmmyy, this we can take from the documentation here, which is if you want the format to be days of the month, then month capital M, and then y. So this get current date will basically give me, this entire function is going to give me 17042023. Okay, 17042023, and that will be pasted here. And once everything is running, we'll come back here, we again put it into a variable called paste date, and then we send that paste date. So the result of this entire function is coming here and pressing an F3, goes down, takes up 152, pastes the date at the end. Everything happening just with a click of a button. Now again the same thing I did for F4, where I showed like I can come in here and press F4, and that just pastes 1920 here, which is the current time. So again the same thing is happening here. Paste time is get current time, send percentage paste time. Now for get current time, again you use format time instead of current date. So instead of current date, there is a variable that I've used called current time, and T12 means you want 24-hour format, because if you see here, this is 1921 instead of 7:21 p.m. So T12 and HHMM under like colon. So what this basically means is, if you look at it here, 1704 /dd/mm/ over here you'll get a colon underneath, so 1921 that way. Okay. So yeah, these were the few things I learned in Autohotkey today. One was how you can use Autohotkey to access the clipboard, keep things in the clipboard, paste it, call it, add stuff to it. Then the other thing was format time, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Other than that, if I go through the day today, woke up at 4. Now this is all the Autohotkey stuff that I made. 2 rules for content creation. 1 take rule, taking headshots, camera head, like talking headshots should be done with just 1 take, no second take. So whenever I'm trying to do a video which is like a proper documentary or something, where I have my script in front of me, not like this where I'm actually like constantly reading things, and that's a lot easier, like that's the format of inthekhud. But when I'm trying to do a video where I have to look at the screen and then talk to the camera, do like a performance kind of thing, there I want to stick to just 1 take, no second take. And this is important for the perfectionist inside me, because I spend way too much time taking too many takes, and it's just a waste of time and effort. Second thing is immediate edit. For longer videos which are supposed to be put together over a period of time, the base edit for the section shot should be done immediately. Base edit here refers to the multicam edit done already with OBS, like I'm doing right now, this multicam edit. And drag zoom pro, just to like zoom into parts. Like for example, here on the screen I'm showing the code. I want to be able to zoom into this part and not keep the whole screen, because that's what we bought drag zoom pro, the Premiere Pro extension for. And then adding text on screen. Then when the final edit is being put together, we can go about adding deeper layers of complexity on top of the base layer. So these are little ideas that come to my mind when I wake up early in the morning. So 13:47, I had a bunch of to-dos for the day. 3D building render. Now that's one very good news, that the 3D building render has gone through, and I will just for consistency's sake, because I've been showing the final render in all these documentation videos. I will show the video here. So primarily you see the bottom base, the color we've changed. The building color we've changed, made it a little more darker. And the background, because it was a gradient and this whole thing was rendered on a separate, like a transparent background, I had the liberty to basically change the background to whatever I want to inside After Effects, which I think is that kind of compositing freedom is very important, because you don't want to get tied down to whatever you've rendered inside Blender as your background, because you can't change it or affect it independently of the subject or the foreground. Then you have to do some weird color keying and HSL secondary inside Premiere, and becomes an unnecessary headache. 7 episode making of show 1. I did, I think 4, done 3 episode, 5 to go. I did 4 episodes instead of 7, so 3 are still remaining. And yeah, that is pretty much only the 2 things I did today. I was like, after this Autohotkey thing and this video getting submitted, I was kind of like in a relaxed state where I don't want to go too heavy on the day either. But even without that, I think it's a pretty productive day at the end of the day. So none of these things I've done today. I'm going to start working on all of these from tomorrow. 3D modeling, Jabra Elite 3 earbuds. So news, yesterday I got my Jabra Elite 3 earbuds, and I did an unboxing video as well for it with an overhead setup. And what I was thinking is I could make a shorts format video for it, but for that I need a 3D model, because I want to make a 3D animation of the earbuds. And I tried doing a little bit yesterday, but it's not up to the point. So I will make that 3D model and then I will do the unboxing video shorts. Working on the A script in the code, I haven't worked on this. And I actually even slept again in the evening because I was feeling a little tired. So that is it for today's documentation. We had 13 minutes, but that's okay because this edit is relatively simple to do. The reason I've shifted my microphone to this side is because I was using the microphone USB extender for my microphone, and I was plugging it in and plugging it out. And every single time that I was doing a recording session, there was this constant noise in the background, which I really don't like. For once, I can be fine with compromising with the video quality. It's not looking as good, but if the audio quality is not as like how I wanted, I really don't enjoy the video. So I'm hoping that today there is no buzz because I've plugged the USB directly into the CPU. So let's hope that is the case. And this and also the fact that the mic is not as close to my mouth as it usually is, because I keep it like super close. And it's the thing with Snowball that you want to keep it as close to your mouth as possible. It's still not like far away, so it should do a decent job, but again, time will tell. Thanks so much for being in the code. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.